Kingdom people, they want you to prove yourself to them. Listen, kingdom people. These people have all kind of thoughts in their head. They came up with all kind of narratives concerning you. In fact, kingdom people, they came up with a lot of narratives that turned out to be false. And they absolutely realized that what they thought isn't what it is. But they want these narratives to stick. They want you to walk out the narratives they created in their minds about you. And in all of that, kingdom people, what they learn is that you do your own thing. They know that you have a mind of your own. They understand that you actually are not trying to prove yourself to them. You're not trying to impress them. You're not trying to get their acceptance and validation. You don't care about these folks. You pretty much do your own thing. You mind your business, and they see this. But because of this, delusion and illusion they have going on within themselves, it's like they can't let go of what they wanted, what they created in their minds about you. And see, part of what happened initially, kingdom people, is they was looking for you to want to have some dealings with them. And even people that you moved around, that you may have had dealings with, they want you to want to have dealings with them again and again. They have this illusion going on where they just having a hard time letting go and facing reality. And in all of this, kingdom people, they want you to prove yourself to them. They want you to prove that you are who you are. I don't even like to say who you say you are, because here's the truth. You not telling them anything about who you are. You just being who you are. They're able to see who you are. And they want you to prove that to them, that you are who you are. They want you to prove to them that you are who you been. And see, a lot of this comes from people being so fake themselves, and interacting with and dealing with other people who are fake as well. And here's the thing about that, kingdom people. You know how they say real recognize real? Well, fake recognize fake. Fake people that put on fronts and wearing these masks, they understand that the people they dealing with are the same way. They fake, they wear masks. They okay with it because that's just how they moving. That's how they move in these kind of circles that they operate in. And so they want you to be a part of that, even though they realize that you're not. They have come to the realization you're not that. And so what's happening is they realize you're not fake. They realize that you just being who you are, kingdom people. You're not trying to flex and stun on nobody, although they feel like you flexing on them and stunning on them just because of their own, how they feel, their own insecurities, their own idea in their mind, how they were the stunners and the flexers. But with you, they don't feel like that so much. So they're having trouble. It's kind of throwing them off of their equilibrium. Your presence, your existence, and them being aware of your presence and your existence has thrown them off. And so in their mind, the reason to hold on to the existence or the idea of themselves that they have, I guess I want to say created for themselves, even though they know it's a lie. But another part of it is, no, what they've created for themselves is the truth. Because even if you fake and you wear a mask, there's this saying that say, I've heard people say, just be who you are. Just be who you are. People be over here trying to be these people and be these people and be fronting and faking. Well, what I've come to learn is they are being who they are. Fake people are fake, so they're being fake. People that wear masks, they wear masks, but that's who they are. So they being who they are. And so the thing is, kingdom people, they understand that you not wearing the mask, you not fake. You being who you are. And who you are kicks them out the box. Not that you over here trying to kick people out of boxes, but because of the illusion that they live and operate in, and the fact that your real exposes their fake and how unreal they are to themselves first. You're exposing them to themselves. Let's start right there. The way that they in their mind feel like they can get out of this, escape the truth about themselves, is by getting you or wanting you to prove yourself to them, to prove that you are the real deal, to prove that you are who they see that you are. Because that would give them a sense of superiority. They would give them a sense of feeling like you want to be validated and accepted by them, which is what they wanted from you in the first place. They wanted you to be doing that towards them. And again, I have to emphasize this, even people that you walked away from. Now, here's the crazy part. Going back to that delusion, if you walked away from these people because of whatever you know and you realize and you seen or whatever have transpired, what in their twisted minds would make them think that now you're going to want their approval when you already walked away and didn't care about none of that? Well, again, they're trying to hold on to this identity, this false identity of themselves. Because going back to, now I'm speaking of these people that you walked away from, people like this think that while you were there, while you were around, they feel like that you needed their approval, you needed their validation. And the truth be told, in some instances, you probably were looking for their support, especially if these were people, loved ones. Naturally, you would expect your loved ones, family, people you're in relationships with. You would naturally, expect them to support you and you them. Well, you found out they didn't, and or it was fake support, and or they really didn't want you to prosper. They were just trying to keep you here. Whatever the case may be, they want what they perceived as you needing their support, approval, if you will, validation, if you will. They want that back. Because even these ones who you walked away from, it's like it threw them off their equilibrium. What I've learned about people like this is this kind of people, they need you to be there to give them that sense of who they were or thought they were, or the what is it? What I'm trying to say, I can't even think of the word. I know it, but I can't think of the image or the illusion. Yeah, the illusion. The illusion of what it created for them. But what you snatching that from them, and you weren't trying to snatch nothing, you snatch yourself, because you weren't finna be caught up in that illusion and that all that demonic stuff they had going on. Because it's hindering, it's stagnating, it keeps you from moving in what God has for you. And that was the whole goal of it, to keep you right there for them so they could feed off of you. And let me just say this too, people feed off of you too when they feel like you need them. And let me just make this clear. When I say need them, like, ooh, I need you, just you in relationship with them. Yeah, you depend on them for certain things, for support, for whatever, because of relationship. These people don't do the normal thing with that. They feed off of that as giving them a sense of self, and they need you to need them for validation, even support, and hope that you stay around because you needy for it, so they can feed off of your neediness. Because these kind of people are going nowhere fast, or maybe they're going nowhere slow, because the truth is they're not trying to go anywhere. They're trying to feed off of you to accommodate them for where they're at in their complacency, in their comfort zone, if you will, going nowhere, slow, possibly fast. Anyhow, kind of people, these individuals want you to prove yourself to them. They want you to prove that you're really on this path that you on, that you really gone. You really don't want to have nothing to do with them, that you really are who you are being. Again, delusional. But them feeling like you proving yourself to them will give them a sense of importance in self, a sense of self, where you're concerned because they don't feel a great sense of self when you're not trying to, I want to say prove yourself to them, but when you're not checking for them. Because you're not checking for them, they feel away. Because see, they want you to be checking for them. Let me tell you, this kind of people, they checking for you. They checking for you. And they just wish you would check for them so they can feel good about who they are or who they are not. But you're not checking for them. And that poses a concern. So they want you to prove yourself to them. They want you to show them that you're the real deal, that you are. They just, it's a way that they want to feed off of you. But the problem is, kingdom people, you ain't trying to prove yourself to them, and they know it. They know it. They know you don't care nothing about them. You're not trying to convince them or nothing. They can think what they want to think. They can feel how they want to feel about you. You don't care nothing about that. That's between them and them. And God and maybe even the devil. But it ain't got nothing to do with you, and you don't care nothing about it. And that bothers them. They want you to care. They want you to care about how they feel, what they think, but they know you don't. And in all that, they just got this thing going on where prove yourself to me so I can feel like somebody. Prove yourself. Because think about it, kingdom people. When somebody is going, and not you, but just let's put yourself in, don't put yourself in their shoes. Just think about it from where they stand, knowing how these kind of people operate, how insecure people operate, how people that want to control you and want to feed off of you and need you there so they can feed off of you. Put yourself in their, just see things from where they stand. When people try to prove themselves to them, try to show them I'm this, trying to impress them, and trying to get their, approval and all that, trying to prove to them that they are who they are, these people gloat off of that. They make them feel real good. They fill up their ego, listen, real big. It causes them to puff their chest out. That's what they want. They want you to puff their chest out. They want you to come and try to prove yourself to them so they can feel inflated again. Because you not trying to prove yourself to them inflates them. They inflated. Because they know you don't care nothing about what they think, what they got going on. You ain't trying to show them you are like they would do. Because these are the kind of people that want people to think, but want to impress people, want people to think they the big shot and all that. So they do these things to put on a show or whatever to prove that they are who they not or that they are who they are, because again, they are all this craziness trying to prove themselves and a fraud and a fake, trying to put on like they something that they ain't. That is who they are. But see, in the proving or showing and in the faking that they doing to try to create a certain image for others, for other people to see them a certain way, and doing all of that, kingdom people, they feel good about themselves and in hopes that these people would think highly of them. And so they want you to do what they do. They want you to be out here trying to present and put on, and so they can feed off of you. They got to put on shows for other people. You need to put on a show for them. Prove yourself to them, they say. But you're not about that life. They very well know that. They done figured that out at this point, but it don't change the fact, kingdom people, that they want you to prove yourself to them.